Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. So if you're gearing up for your entrance exams in Nepal, whether we're talking CMAT, BCA or BITCEE, or CTVT, you are absolutely in the right place. Today we're going to tackle a topic that literally trips up so many students, coding, decoding, and logical reasoning. Think of me as your friendly tutor today. We're going to walk through this step by step so you can master these patterns without breaking a sweat. You know that feeling when you crack open a practice test and you see a question like, if cat is coded as DBU, then how is dog coded? And you just feel completely overwhelmed? I mean, at first glance, it looks like someone just mashed their keyboard, right? It feels like the letters are completely random and you have absolutely no idea where to even begin. But here's the secret. It's a real game changer. These codes are never, ever random. There is always a hidden rule. So your absolute primary goal, before you even think about touching the actual question, must be to decode the example. The golden rule here is rule first, answer second. Seriously, do not jump to the answer too early. Okay, so let's get into it. To make sure you never get stuck, we're going to use a foolproof 4-step core method every single time you face one of these problems. Step 1, identify what is actually being coded. Step 2, compare the given word to its code. Step 3, find the exact rule, and Step 4, apply that exact same rule to the new word. If you stick to this process, you really can't go wrong. Let's put that first step into action. Before you start trying to solve anything, just pause and ask yourself, what exactly changed here? What's our unit? Are we looking at letters changing into other letters? Are we looking at numbers? Or are we dealing with whole words and symbols? Pinpointing the unit tells you exactly which rule you need to start testing. All right, let's jump straight into type 1, the letter shift. Remember that earlier example? If CAT is coded as DBU, we need to compare each letter side by side. C moves forward one step in the alphabet to become D. A moves forward to become B. And T moves forward to become U. So the pattern is just moving every letter forward by one, which means to solve for DOG, we just apply that same +1 shift. D becomes E, O becomes P, and G becomes H. Boom! DOG becomes EPH. Let's do a quick interactive pause here. If man is coded as NVO, how is SUN coded? Take about 2 seconds and really think about it. What exactly changed between man and NBO? Did you spot the pattern? M to N is a +1 shift. A to B is +1, N to O is +1. Every single letter just shifts forward by 1. So you take the word sun and you do the exact same thing. S shifts to T, U shifts to V, and N shifts to O. Your final answer is TVO. See, once you figure out the pattern, it's incredibly straightforward. Which brings us right to type 2, reverse order. Sometimes the letters themselves don't change at all, but their arrangement does. So if road is coded as DAOR, what's happening? The letters are exactly the same. It's literally just the word road written completely backwards. The pattern is simply reverse the order. So if the question asks how east is coded, you don't need to do any complicated shifting. You just apply the reverse rule. East written backwards simply becomes TSEA. Let's test this out real quick. If train becomes NIART, what happens to plane? Think about the rule we just learned. Yep, you got it. You just apply that same reverse rule to the word plane, which gives you ENALP. The major takeaway here is that if you see the exact same letters in the code, always check for a reverse or rearrangement pattern first before you start trying to shift anything. Moving right along, we have type 3, number coding. This is where things get a little bit mathy, because letters are swapped out for numeric values based entirely on their position in the alphabet. The rule here relies on those alphabet positions. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, all the way up to Z, which is 26. So CAB is coded as 312. Why? Because C is the third letter, A is the first, and B is the second. If we need to find the code for the word bed, we just map those letters out. B is 2, E is 5, and D is 4. The answer is 254. When you see numbers in a code, immediately think about those alphabet positions. Quick test for you. What code would the word ace generate using these alphabet positions? Feel free to pause this explainer if you need a moment to map it out. Spot on! A is the first letter, so it's 1. C is the third letter, so it's 3. And E is the fifth letter, making it 5. Your code is 1-3-5. Great job! Okay, brace yourselves for type 4, word naming. This one is notoriously tricky because it tests your ability to follow artificial rules given in the prompt, rather than relying on common sense or real-world logic. You have to play strictly by the question's rules. Listen to this prompt carefully. If a pen is called a book is a bag, and a bag is a pencil, what do we write with? So, the crucial point is how you handle this logic trap. In real life, what do we write with? We write with a pen, obviously. But remember, we have to follow the artificial rule. A lot of students get tricked. They see the word pencil in the prompt and they guess that. But no, you must first identify the real object, a pen, and then answer with its coded name from the prompt. The prompt explicitly says pen is called book, so your final answer is book. Always answer with the coded name, not the real name. And finally, we've reached the toughest level you'll face. Type 5, mixed patterns. This is where two separate rules, like shifting and reversing, are combined into one single challenging question. Let's say cat is coded as UBD. A simple +1 shift completely falls apart here. C to U is a massive jump. But if one rule fails, check for a combination. Step A, let's try reversing cat, so it becomes tack. Step B, now apply a +1 shift to tack. T becomes U, A becomes B, and C becomes D. Tack becomes UBD. It perfectly works. So to solve for dog, we apply the exact same two steps. Reverse dog to God, then shift +1. G to H, O to P, D to E. The answer is HPE. Okay, before you sit down for your actual entrance exam, I want you to look out for these classic traps. Number 1, trying to solve the new word before fully decoding the example. Seriously, don't rush. Number 2, assuming every single question is just a basic +1 shift. As we've seen today, there are plenty of types. Number 3, forgetting that the alphabet wraps around, meaning Z wraps back to A if you have to shift forward. And number 4, in word naming, answering with the real object instead of the coded name. Keep these mistakes in mind so you don't make them. I highly recommend keeping this final checklist handy for your revision. Whenever a question looks like total nonsense, don't panic. Just systematically follow this order. Compare the given word and its code, check if it's a shift, a reverse, a number value, or a naming trick. Test your rule on every single letter to be absolutely sure. And finally, apply that exact same rule to the new question. And hey, for even more practice, remember you can always head over to napelentrance.com. We covered a ton of ground today. But honestly, coding decoding becomes incredibly easy when you stop guessing and start testing patterns systematically. So the next time you face a jumble of seemingly random letters on your exam, ask yourself, are you looking at a trap designed to confuse you, or just a simple puzzle waiting to be unlocked? Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and happy studying!